The game and music is, of course, Nintendo's. The video is mine. The idea of timeliner belongs to my dear friend Leontinez from DeviantArt. But before watching, let me quote her words. If you want to discuss this, please do, but I beg you to give some more valid arguments that because Nintendo said so. If I made my own timeliner, it's clear that I'd read here all hysteria, Historia. And still don't see the need to split it. First, Skyward Sword. Clearly, the first step. I don't think someone could even doubt it, so I'm not going to explain. Second, The Legend of Zelda. Yes, the original. There isn't a lot to explain here either, but since it is related to Adventure of Link, I had to put it first in the saga. Third, Adventure of Link. Why so early? Because the damsel in distress you have to rescue and awake is the first Princess Zelda. Some tragedy happened to her, so all the future Zeldas were named after her. This said, it couldn't have existed any previous Zelda. Fourth, Ocarina of Time. Official timeline is split here. Let's see, all heroes are named as that precisely because they have defeated their greatest enemy and saved the land. So, if you fail and die, how can you be called a hero? For what? Then, as an adult, you defeat the evil and it is sealed away, only for it coming back so easily. And since you are not around anymore, all you did was useless because hero perishes anyway. Another nonsense. The only good option is that after defeating Ganon in the future, you return to your time and warn little Princess Zelda. You still have to find the 3 sacred gemstones so Ganondorf doesn't get them, and he is sealed away in the sacred realm, where he achieves the Triforce of Power one way or another. This means Ganondorf still has the chance to awake the monsters 7 years later, but Link and Zelda and all the sages already know, so everything goes smoothly and almost unnoticed by everyone, because Link is there at the exact moment. That's why he gains his title as Hero of Time, but won't be remembered as such. Fifth, Majora's Mask. After returning to his own time in Ocarina and warn Princess Zelda about what's going to happen with Ganondorf, Link falls in Tremina. The events in this game are located between getting the gemstones, first part in Ocarina, and saving the temples, second part in Ocarina. Sixth, Twilight Princess. Since Ganondorf was still behaving like a bad boy even in the sacred realm, centuries later than Ocarina, the spirits, I'm just guessing here, of the 6 sages decided to execute him. But surprise, he survived. Thanks to the Triforce of Power he still had. So instead, Ganondorf was exiled to the Twilight Realm, where he met dear friend Saint, and we all know how things went down after that, until another Link and another Zelda kicked his ass and finally killed him, also releasing the Triforce of Power. Besides, thanks to Hero's Shade training Wolfball, the story of the Hero of Time got at last recognized and widely known for years onward. Seventh, A Link to the Past. After who knows how many years, another Ganon appears. As in his previous lives, he wants the Triforce. He has this minion that captures 7 maidens, descendants of the 7 sages that long time ago sealed him. Somebody please explain me how the sages turn to be all Hellions, instead or an Orzera or whatever, unless it is something more spiritual and not blood attached. Fact here is that Ganon succeeds, turning his old vacation place, Aka Sacred Realm, into Dark World. The Link of this time chases him, fights him, and punches his ugly pig face to death, I'm guessing again. Link saves everyone, and wished the Triforce for everything to go back to light. 8th, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. After defeating Ganon and saving Princess Zelda, Link is entrusted with the mission of protecting Nera and Din, the oracles. But some bad people kidnap them, so Link has to play the hero again and come to the rescue. That's not all. After he defeats Varan and Onox, the real plot of Eels, Kum and Kautig, Ganon's stepmothers, are trying to revive him using the Hope Force or whatever that lies inside Zelda. Luckily, Link is there to save the day, and the princess kisses the brave hero at the end. Also, the kinda special power Zelda owns is also mentioned later in Minish Cap as the Light Force, though she is a different princess. 9th, Link's Awakening. Another one easy to understand. After the Oracle's events, our dear hero gets bored and sails for new adventures. He arrives to this island Kahalant and stuff happens. Nothing really important for the saga, but the game was good. 10th, a link between worlds. Not going to explain. Happens 6 generations after a link to the past, so there is nothing to actually argue about. 11th, Minish Cap. Now this trilogy, I wasn't sure if placing it here or in New Hero, but since it shows remnants of this cloud tribe that I highly believe may be descendants from the last people that stayed at Skylift, I finally chose not to move to another completely new setup land. Now, original timeline places this right after Skyward Sword, maybe precisely because of the cloud tribe thing, but there is this little detail: the game shows a sustained glass featuring, oh what is this? A pig-faced monster, also known as Ganon. Yes, same dear Ganon that appears in the Oracles or in the Dark World, but definitely not in Skyloft. Come on, I won't say Demise was that handsome, but he absolutely didn't resemble a pig. 12th, 4 Swords. Vati strikes again. It seems he was sealed or something with the power of the magical 4 Sword, although that is never said in Minish Cap, after you defeat him. Now, at the time of another Link and another Princess Zelda, they both go to the temple because the seal on Vati is weakening. The Wind Mage escapes and kidnaps her, so Link takes the sword and splits into 4 like his ancestor did, but in a stronger way since these clones don't die super unless you put the sword back. Also to mention, Vati has forgotten about the Light Force and intends to make Zelda his bride. The poor ex-Minish just wants some love. 13th, 4 Swords Adventures. After poor Vati got rejected by Zelda and was sealed again, really, he was alone against 4 Links, not exactly what you would call fair play. He waited some centuries for the seal's weakening again, and also for another Princess Zelda naive enough to play near his temple. This time, in his search for love, Vati kidnaps several maidens instead only one. Besides, he befriends Shadow Link and Ganon to help him stop the 4 Links that once again will try to interfere in his romantic affairs. As far as love goes, the poor sorcerer is really unlucky. He gets his ass kicked for a 3rd time in a row, but at least this time he isn't alone, since Shadow Link and Ganon join him. 14th, Wind Waker. A lot of time has passed, and I mean a lot, so much that the whole kingdom has been flooded by the tears of the 3 golden goddesses. Supposedly, because there was some great evil so big that they themselves, the deities, couldn't stop it. There wasn't any hero this time either, because he probably overslept on the path of time and didn't wake up at the right hour, so the goddesses flooded the land. What a great solution. Also, looks like Zelda got bored of her royal gowns and high society education, eh? However, she already has been kidnapped anyway at the beginning of the story. Official timeline puts this 100 years after Ocarina though, when Link returns to his original time, apparently making everything he did as an adult useless, since Ganon comes back. Really? You have to be kidding. I rather think this Ganondorf is another reincarnation after the one in 4 Swords Adventures, or maybe is the same one that escaped. 15th, Phantom Hourglass. This is the direct sequel to Wind Waker. Since Ganon is busy making a good stone statue by himself, the enemy forces some monster called Bellum. Zelda Tetra, following her family tradition, gets kidnapped and turned into a statue of herself, pretty much like Ganon before. It is implied that later a new land is discovered. 16th, Spirit Tracks. Another 100 years passed. When Tetra and his crew discovered a new land, seems it was haunted by this demon called Melitz, so they sealed him in the Tower of Spirits Gods with help from some Locomo's tribe. Now, Melitz intends to get his home back, but to free himself he needs, again, the special force that lies in Zelda's body. He gets it, and the princess is turned into a ghost that only Link and the Locomos can see. So they ride Link's train across the whole kingdom, re-energizing the tracks that hold Melitz imprisoned. Well, how's it? Leontanese and I discussed quite a lot about this, and I agreed with most of her theories, though, if you follow this timeline, it is clear some chapters of history are still missing, like the one when Vati is sealed for the first time after returning to his original Minish form, or another one between Twilight Princess and A Link to the Past, where a new Ganondorf fails in getting the Triforce and is also sealed.